Okay, here we are again, ready to go, and we're going to talk about the rule of three. We're going to talk about repositioning, and we're going to talk about predicting instead of observing. Okay, rule of three is fairly simple. Let's get to a different part of the map. We've been using this part of the map too much lately. Okay, let's go over here. This doesn't seem like a nice area. I don't really like this room. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I don't like any of that area. Okay, here we go. This is pretty much just the same on the other side. Okay, rule of three. All right, so a lot of the times people do what's called slicing the pie, and that's where you aim and you kind of scan sectors as you move around the corner. I'm not a huge fan of that in games that don't have like a cover lean mechanic, because it leaves you exposed to everyone over there. Say someone's in cover and they pop up. I don't really want to talk about that. So instead what we're going to do is peek, and we're going to peek according to the rule of three. Okay, and that means that you never peek more than twice, because on the third peek, they're gonna have the headshot lined up and you're gonna die. Okay, so you come on the corner and you don't know who's in there, right? You can peek it real quick. Peek it. Your brain can take in a lot with like a snapshot photo like that. So boom, snapshot in your brain, you know where they are, and you can make a call based on that. You're not exposing yourself for any meaningful amount of time. They're not gonna be able to react fast enough to kill you. And now you get into the second peek, right? So say you peek once, you're not sure, you peek again, you can check it. They might shoot at you, but odds are, maybe they didn't believe their eyes the first time, maybe they hadn't reacted fast enough. You can usually peek twice. The rule of three means that you don't usually peek three times, because the third time you go to peek, they're going to be lined up on you. And stop it! Third time you go to peek, they're going to be lined up on you, and those guys are going to kill you. Okay, so now what you can do is, let's reset and say we're going to use the rule of three to peek, right? We're going to peek, peek, oh, I think we saw a guy, peek again. Oh yeah, we definitely saw a guy. Don't peek three times there. We're going to reposition. Okay, that's where repositioning comes in. Now, you're taking a mental snapshot. You know where the enemy is. Let's reposition, right? Let's go around. I don't know how far I'm going to have to go to get an angle. I don't know this map at all. Okay, we've repositioned. We know they're in there, right? We know mostly where these guys are. Say we saw someone in the corner. We can take them out from a different angle. You're mostly peeking from that angle. Unless someone's back is turned to you and you can get them from that angle. You're usually going to peek in order to locate the enemy and prepare to reposition, right? So peek one, peek two, okay, cool, reposition, right? Repositioning, and just repositioning in general, just a good habit to get into. You know, you don't want to be predictable. You don't want the enemy to know where you are, and you don't want to overstay your welcome, right? So you're always going to be changing positions, you're going to be confusing the enemy, you're going to be poking and prodding them from different places. Yeah, and that's essentially repositioning and the rule of three. The third thing is more of a mental process, and it's the act of like predicting where your enemy's going to be, where your opponent's going to be, instead of observing where they are, right? Prediction is like observing the future, which is pretty cool. Okay, so let's say you see a guy up there, right? You're observing him, and you're acting, or her, you're based on wherever they are, you're observing them, and you're taking actions based on that. Let's say you fire at them, they move, you don't know if they're in position, maybe they come back. You need to predict what the enemy is going to do, right? So put yourself in their shoes. You know, if you have good map knowledge, it's going to make this easier. But what would you do if someone like you was shooting at you, right? So then you can say, okay, maybe they'll probably go back down the hallway and reposition somewhere else. That's what I would do, right? So a lot of the time, just thinking in those terms, like if I was the enemy, what would I do in this situation? You can get so far ahead of the curve that it'll be like almost like you're really good, right? Okay, so that's it. So get into the habit of predicting instead of observing. Apply the rule of three, and then apply it in conjunction with repositioning. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you guys found any of this information useful or helpful, then be sure to like the video, turn on the notifications, subscribe to the channel, and check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/turtleandfrog. Play video games there with my girlfriend, and it's pretty awesome. So if you want to stop in over there and show us some love, that'd be awesome. Yeah, thanks for joining the video. See you guys in the next one. I look bigger than you, or you look bigger?
I do, but it's because you're like in frame, you're sitting back further because of the angle of the camera.
Yeah. All right, hang on.
So if you could bring like your plane of existence forward, I think that would fix
My
everything.
plane of existence?
You know what I mean? Can you do that?
I can make myself bigger.